Just jumping on just to talk about canned goods and why, especially what's going on in a minute. I've started doing this. You can use the term prepper. I prefer the term as backup, to be quite honest. I mean, yeah, it is prepping, but it's not so much prepping for doom and gloom. It's actually prepping for everyday problems. So I thought I'd put a little bit of what I've got over the last couple of weeks in front of the camera, and we'll talk about why and just share knowledge, because I think at the minute with what's going on, without YouTube and me finding out about bits and bobs and getting some motivation, a bit of kick up the bum about getting bits and bobs from the shops extra, I think knowledge is power, and sharing knowledge to everyone is how we're going to get through this, to be fair. So let me jump you in front of some of the bits and bobs specifically, and we'll take it from there, guys. Thank you. Right, so looking at it, it doesn't look that much, to be fair. It doesn't look like much at all. No, you're right. But it's not how much you've got, it's what you do with it, I think. Obviously, these, the term prepping used to be looked down on. I thought, when I first got into looking into it, I thought it was just common sense, to be fair. Extra food in just in case of the, any situation. What happens if the power's out? It doesn't have to be prepping for the end of the world. For me, I've got 2 small children, so for me, it's just what happens if I lose my job. That's how I see it. What happens if I lose my job and I can't provide for my family? So whilst I've got the money, and whilst it's readily available with what's going on in the world at the minute, distribution problems, farming problems. I mean, you could look into it on YouTube about the problems with the barley and vegetable growth at the minute. But apart from that, just stocking up on extra bits is really, really worth doing. I would imagine most people think, I'm going to buy an extra bag of pasta every week. A lot of people do it. I mean, I when I first looked into it, obviously you see these big YouTube sites like with massive cupboards and pantries full of them. Well, here's me with my little cans, but this, I would imagine what's in front of you is I would say about half of what I've got, but it's also going to feed me and my kids reasonably well, amongst other things. Obviously this is just the cans, and we'll get onto the other stuff probably later on in another video. So baked beans, every kid's favourite go-to after school. Well, for me anyway, and it was when I was a kid. 4 cans, 60 odd p, generic, supermarket brand. These are from the same brand of supermarket. They're just Garden Pride. Obviously, I bought 2 cans because these 2 cans they were 15p each on the end of the sale rack. And I thought if they're going to be, and I think they were about 30p normally. So I thought, you know what? From the back of them, they don't look too bad. Not a massive excess of sugars, but at the end of the day, if you need it, you need it. Who cares about sugars and all that? As long as you get something warm inside you after work or after school, that's all I care about, to be fair. So yeah, I got these, and I got a couple of cans just to try them out for the kids and for myself, because there's no worse waste of money than if you buy a hell of a lot of the same thing only to find out when you need it and you use it, they're not very nice, they're disgusting. So I've got 2 of them, they're alright, I'll get some more. Obviously generic baked beans. These are a variety of cans that you can add stuff to as well, so it's not just the main dinner. So obviously I've got soups here, and you can add soups to anything, casseroles, you can add them to stews, just to thicken it up and just to add some more flavours, to be fair. Obviously what I've done as well is, because I've noticed at the minute the Prince's stuff's going whacking high when it comes to prices. So a couple of weeks ago I picked up the mild and the hot chicken curry. Probably not for the kids. but the chicken in white sauce, I picked the Prince ones up. I went to B&M, picked them up for £1, and they only had those 3, or I said I picked more up. And today I picked these 2 other ones up. The chunky chicken in white sauce from Asda, basically the same thing, I would imagine. Massive different ways you can use these. I mean, if you're a dab handy at making pastry and stuff, you can make it into a pie, or you could just make it into you know, just a normal dinner with some rice. Just being creative and dynamic, and adding a little bit of salt goes a long way. So that's the chicken, and that's chopped tomatoes. Soup, so I got chicken broth, obviously chicken's chicken. I tried one of these special Aldi ones, the butternut squash and smoked bacon, very nice, but the problem is I get indigestion after I've had it because it's very rich. Okay. Pea and ham. I looked at one of the YouTubers talking about prepping and stuff, and they were talking about pea and ham, and I'd never tried it before, so I've got a couple of cans from B&M, 50p, 60p each, and I'm a fan, to be fair. I really like them, so I've bought one. I'll get some more. I've already got some in the storage. Peck. If you don't know about Peck, look into Peck. It's got no GMO or no MSM preservatives. It's really good for a long-term prep. It's wicked, you know. And I picked these up for £1. You can mix them with pasta. You can put them in a sandwich. There's a massive different variety of ways to use them. It's basically like Spam, I would imagine. I've not tried it yet, but I would imagine it's like Spam or bacon grill. They've got some of the luncheon meat stuff as well. Obviously, I wouldn't know what the difference is, to be fair, but it was all £1, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick it up. Why not? Tuna. I always get tuna in oil, because at the end of the day, you know, as adults, if we're at work all day, that oil will give you extra calories. And I've never been a fan of tuna in brine. That's always been the cheap option. If I'm at a push, I'll get it, but whilst it's on sale, I actually got 12 of these cans for £8.99 from Costco. And this Waterson's is Aldi's own brand. So I've had a few, I've tried them. They're not too bad, to be fair. I think at a push, I would go for the one in water. But like I said, whilst you can, you might as well grab the ones that you like. And I typically like the ones in sunflower oil. Obviously the kids won't eat tuna, but I'm sure at a push they'll be forced to. Like I said, you can put it into pasta. You can, with some sweet corn, you can make a right good dish, I'd say. But I suppose when push comes to shove, you'll eat anything, won't you? And then I just got some of them free bentos, or however you say it, those pies. I got 2 steak and kidney and a just chicken. I got them when they were £1.25. You know, it's just, you can't have too many options, to be fair, because, you know, it's the, you know, variety is the spice of life and all that. And obviously I just got a couple of puree tubs there. Also, I got some evaporated milk. I don't know why I got it. I don't even remember buying it, but it's always good, especially if you're making something sweet. You can always add that. But it's always good to have different variety. It's always good to have something that you're not going to need. You know, I've always been a big believer. I'd rather have something and not need it than need something and not have it. And I think that goes with everything, to be fair. So yeah, guys, listen, knowledge is power, okay? So the reason I got this and I've added to my preps now is not because I think the world's going to end, okay? I think what it is it's smart just to get a little bit extra and not panic buy, because, you know, with things going on the way they are and the way that things potentially are going to go, especially before Christmas. Right, so that concludes my video on cans, okay? So take care, guys. Look out for yourselves and just make sure you buy a little bit extra every week or every time you go shopping, just to look after yourselves and your family. Right, take care.